Hi everyone, I am talking about folding architecture in the contents of the aesthetic analysis. Totally 10 part of the analyzing it, the folding architecture. First definition of the aesthetic. Aesthetic is a branch of the philosophy that deals with studies on the nature and expression of beauty and or pleasure. Shape, size, texture, color, balance, unity, movement, emphasis, and design principle or design elements is connection with each other, and the main purpose of the aesthetic in architecture to create desired structure. Definition of the folding means integrated independent matters in a constance of the mixture. Definition of the folding architecture. Today, folding architecture is origamic architecture. In numerous architecture projects express a movement in the vocabulary and contemporary shapes. History of folding architecture. An object that's identically a structure mechanism underlying these units of the structure or mechanism, and the fluid or stretch are unique to mathematical principles. In fact, the geometry algorithm and complex relationship emergent in repetitive process. And Froebel, an educational philosopher, included a collection of the geometric tools in his purring design of the childhood education. First example of the folding structure is an aircraft hangar at Orly Airport. Information as a keyword, mostly thermal fold art, origami technique, origami inspired and alike. They use it flexible, convertible, adjustable, and portative. For origami folding in the ancient Japanese craft of the making collapse beautiful. Definition of the beautiful. The concept we call beautiful is suitable for the human with the various combination harmony of unity of these features. What is the style of the beautiful? There is a relationship between the aesthetic and beauty because the folding architecture emerged as a result of certain paradigms. The mathematical ratio is generally appealing to the eye. Philosophy. The philosophy of the folding architecture. Every philosophy, they natural, scientific, mathematical, or artistic find common the recurring underlying connection between and nature folding characteristic. Architects and engineering are seeking for new structural configuration to achieve architectonics with the required stability and flexibility. Is inspiring unique the potential of origami as a medium to design and development in architectural form, kinetic or static. Kinetic, a single of the type of force, torque, and moment. Deploy or collapse, fold and unfold this form. This part is the literature review. However, despite the need for such innovation, structure, building scale, and in architecture, it has been encountered very rarely, and new form, sensitive, and performance quality. Folding architecture is origamic two-part separation. Origami is shell and place structure, and origami design and kinetic structure. Basic element of folding place in inclining place. Each place which must be used is stiffen wide place. Differs carry loose supports the hold place in the line. Columns supports the structure in the air. Case studies. First of all, the information about structure will be given above then it is analyzed according to design elements and principles. Design elements and design principles connection with each other, and the working is the aesthetic principle. Analysis of the famous project, three parts. Firstly, heart and pole MR building, design principle, unity and variety. While designing facade, rectangular scale and rectangular units were used. Hierarchy, looking at the facade design, elements are regularly designed for in different balance. Looking at facade design, the elements on the facade are regularly designed in different form, large and small, rhythm and repetition, triangular models on the moving facade which come together with different 316-degree form of the triangular models. Scale, if you look at the models of the facade, it is much longer than human scale. This might the facade more attractive. In my opinion, if this structure evaluation from an aesthetic points many design principles together, therefore it can be aesthetic. And second part is the park pavilion. In Spain, design principle. First, the unity. A pavilion is consists of a combination of triangle, open and semi-open or closed triangular units. Hierarchy, the building style is the pragmatic creation of balance, and the development of the final geometric shape of the model was based on the search balance between the repetition of the unit and the composition. There are some joints where we wanted the unit of the separate repetition. A module structure offered this constructive advantages in the repetition. In my opinion, it was designing an urban building, therefore it's aimed to keep on attention on the more. Many architectural design is the principle and used part. Third part is case study is the chapel. Design principle, the rectangular modules in the building form a unity. Scale, since the modules inside and outside are the same. If you look at the photo on the left, this part, it is observed that modules are much longer. The human scale balance, it is structured formed by the bending of the modules outside the folding comparison form given from outside. Rhythm and repetition, if it is look at the form, yes, if it is look at the form, it's created the combination repeated rectangles obtained by transformation of the rectangular modules. In my opinion, if this structure evaluated from the aesthetic point of view, it is contains many principles together. Therefore, it can be called aesthetic structure as a whole. Measure of the characteristic style. Pinors. Josephine Kepler. Josephine Kepler is the German mathematical for in systematic geometrical and Gothic labyrinth, and this theory included in this part manufactured geometric. Joseph Albers is the from which on modernism. Joseph Albers introduces false preliminary of the course department of the Bauhaus, most simple of inexpensive process for transforming, and gives those monas is the fault. The fault is not separated into parts but divided in final in smaller and false. Monas is an atom. Deleuze's philosophy was based on the modernism. Folding is a rejection of vertically in hierarchy, therefore contemplation horizontally. And David Hemmering and Peter Eisman. That's all. Thank you for your attention.